Hey y'all, it's Nisha, the Soul Magi, and I wanted to give you guys some quick tips to check in with yourself about burnout. So, the first thing that I always like to tell people to look for in themselves is difficulty concentrating. This is one of the easiest ones to spot. So, this could look a couple of different ways, and I'm going to give y'all some examples, all right? So, do y'all remember when you maybe you started a position or you started doing a certain thing in your day-to-day life? Because you can be burnt out from more than just work. I want to say that. But these are some still signs to look for. But maybe when you started, we can think of this as people who work in an office or do reports or anything like that. Um, Maybe it used to take you 30 minutes to do a report. And now it takes you anywhere between an hour and a half, and 2 hours to feel motivated to complete the same report. It's no different with therapists, I promise you. Our notes be backed up too. They do. Um, and so check in with yourself about the motivation you have to finish things and how your concentration works from there. I think that's always a good tip to check in with. And then the next one I have is struggling to remember things in your personal life. So this could look like, again, you might have difficulty concentrating on grocery shopping. You might be experiencing brain fog when it comes to just doing the personal things that we need to do. Oh man, I can't believe I forgot to put gas in the car. Or I I was at the store and I completely forgot X, Y, and Z. And they all seem like small things at first, but keep checking in. The last thing I would say about checking in with your concentration is also being aware of feeling like you're on autopilot. So if you are just producing for work or just getting the kids ready or just doing something and you kind of feel like you're going through the motions, that's always a surefire way to check in about burnout, because at that point you're just going through the motions and there's no life force energy in there. There's no excitement, there's no rest, there's no action upon things that excite you. And that's something that you should really just take some time to be aware of. The next one I really want to go to is if you're noticing consistent fatigue or detachment at work, like, just here, and consistent fatigue can look so many different ways, but I'm going to keep it short and talk to you guys a little bit about chronic body ailments that you might start. You might notice that you are struggling just so many different ways as far as body ailments when you're starting to feel burnt out. All of a sudden, your lower back starts hurting. Your arms are sore, or they might be a little bit tense. Maybe your hips lock up really easily. Um, those are things that I always look into, because before our mind says anything, your body has been waiting for you to figure it out. Your body is always giving you signs of what's going right and what's not going so right. So, for the people you start to notice that your back's been bothering you and it's never bothered you before, again, remember your body is talking to you. There is nothing wrong with your back. It's a good emotional center for resentment and anger. And it could be that you're resentful and angry because you're putting your job over your purpose. You know what I'm saying? And so there's that. If you start to notice your arms are really tense, that tells you that emotionally you're not reaching out like you need to. Maybe it's time for you to call your lifeline to help you, whatever that looks like for you. But I don't want to get too much into the emotions and how they're linked to your body in this conversation. I'll come back with that later. And the last thing I want you guys to be able to look for is a lack of creativity. So if you are noticing or wondering if you have burnout and you just haven't felt like creating lately, maybe you're a person who is always writing in their planner with different color pens and drawing doodles, or maybe you're someone who's always organizing things for your workplace. Um, or maybe you knit on the side as one of your hobbies and you stop doing the things that excite you, the small things that bring you joy. You could be suffering from burnout as well. Because not being motivated to be creative because you're producing on such a high level for something else is also a sign. So I'm going to end this video here, and I may expand on this. If you guys have comments, questions, any of that, please leave it down in the comments below. Listen, I want to hear from you. I want to know what you think about this. Do not be shy. Don't just get on here and watch it. Hit the like button, even if you don't watch it all the way through. Don't be stingy with your likes. The Soul Magi Tribe loves you, and I want to talk to y'all. So peace and blessings. I'm going to be back with another video in just a few. Take care.